ladder finals that he's been to. You'll also recognize Bob Whitcomb, who was on last week, did not win, so he's back. He's the top seed this time, and in between, a few new faces and a few old ones as well, Dick.
Let's meet our bowlers who will be meeting in our first match this afternoon. First, from Springfield, Massachusetts, this is Jeff Atkins.
Some of the most outstanding credentials in the Candlepin bowling game today. As I said, this is his fourth time since October. Averages 131 and 132 in 2 leagues respectively. A high single of 211. His high triple is 514. His roll-off score to get in, 5th seed at 657.
And his last appearance back in November, he lost to Gary Carrington, 408 to 368. And he finished, of course, as a runner-up in that match, but he's looking to advance here this afternoon. And he'll be taking on first-time bowler on TV 50, Bub Ellis from Seabrook, New Hampshire.
Indeed. Got a lot of folks here rooting him on for his first TV experience. Average of 126. His high single is 186. High triple is 440. He bowls at Baldinelli's and Lafayette Lanes in Amesbury, Massachusetts. So this is his very first television appearance. We wish him well.
So the scene is set. Another great crowd on hand here at Leda Lanes. Let's get right to it with our first match as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV 50. We'll be right back. You see the 5 bowlers who will be competing over the course of the next 4 weeks for a spot in our Tournament of Champions. One of these will join the other 6 in the roll-off. That should be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, really a mix of veterans and bowlers perhaps of lesser-known identity, but we're going to meet them all over the next 4 weeks, beginning with Jeff Atkins, who will start out on lane 34. His competition today is Bub Ellis, who has yet to make a television appearance. He's from Seabrook, New Hampshire, and this is his very first TV appearance.
All right, we're ready to go. Jeff Atkins is the first to bowl here at Leda Lanes as we start out. And we're happy to have you with us for Candlepin Stars and Stripes on WNDS TV 50. And Atkins on the head pin with his first shot. Boy, talk about perseverance and persistence. And you described Jeff Atkins.
He doesn't give up. And how difficult is it to make not only one television show, Dick, but to do it 4 times out of 7. It's absolutely amazing, and it's a testament to what a fine bowler he is in 2 leagues, averaging over 130, which is amazing.
And he just threw a perfect shot and didn't get the spare for his efforts, and he had to settle for a 10 box in his first effort on lane 34 at Leda Lanes. Another terrific crowd on hand here today on this spectacular early spring day. We are taping on the 31st of March, and it's 90 degrees out. It's unbelievable. Atkins on the head pin again. It will be 90 degrees by the time the day is done.
It will. By the time folks see this on the 12th of April, of course, there could be 1.5 feet of snow on the ground. This being Easter Sunday, let's hope that's not the case.
Atkins with a spare. And now you will see for the first time on television Bub Ellis from Seabrook, New Hampshire, a 36-year-old coppersmith for Gordon Heel of Exeter, New Hampshire, makers of copper lanterns. What a way to start. I think he likes being on TV.
I suppose that would be the equivalent of a home run first time at bat in the major leagues, huh?
What a debut. Watch out, he's got a shot. It's still going. Nope. $1,050 in our triple strike jackpot. And wouldn't that have been something if the first 3 boxes ever?
That'd be a tough act to follow for the next several weeks if he keeps winning.
Bub Ellis with 2 marks in 2 boxes. This is easy, he's thinking to himself. Come on TV and tear the lanes apart.
Well, Jeff Atkins is not going to lay back and let this happen, I'm sure.
Atkins working on a spare himself. Jeff just turned 44 years old. Boy, the 2 spares he has missed in the 3 boxes, he has just missed.
He finds himself in the lowest seeding of his 4 appearances. He's been second, and third. If he were to run the table, he will have to bowl 4 weeks in a row to get to the top in the Tournament of Champions, which gets underway in 4 weeks. Four, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Looks like 7 will be the best he'll probably do on this shot.
He picked up a 6. I said in the Open that his last TV appearance was back in November, losing to Gary Carrington. I had him flip-flop. That was his first TV 50 appearance, losing to Gary Carrington. Then on December 7th, he lost to Tom Morgan. And back in January, he lost to Gary Santora. Now Bub Dresser looking for some bonus money. Here's a $50 shot coming here. The wood is way out in front. The wood didn't help him.
Well, he doesn't seem to be the least bit phased by his first appearance on television. Very calm.
13-pin lead through 3 boxes for Bub Ellis.
You mentioned earlier that he's a coppersmith. There can't be too many of those these days. Kind of a lost craft.
His first box in which he struggles. And he'll take an 8. 15-pin lead for Bub Dresser through 4 boxes, first string. Dick Lutz with Mike Morin at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV 50. We appreciate the fact that you're spending a portion of your day with us.
4-7 remaining on the left side. Jeff Atkins looking to get on track. Finds himself 15 pins down, as Dick mentioned.
A 50 half for Jeff Atkins. Averages in a couple of leagues 131 and 132.
And on top of that, averaged 141.5 to win the WCBC Pro Tour back on March 14th and 15th at the Mohegan Bowlodrome in Webster. $700 first prize for Jeff Atkins. And it turns out he is the rated number 3 bowler of the many that competed in the WCBC this year.
9 box for Jeff Atkins and 59 through 6. Well, you mentioned the Mohegan Bowlodrome in Webster. That's another place that has a great tradition and a great history. Having watched the bowling shows over the years on TV, a lot of people came out of that place and did well.
Most notable, of course, the late Stacia Zernicke.
And he picks up another pin. 66 half for Bub Ellis.
I just noticed that Bub is wearing house shoes. I don't know if they're his. Some bowlers actually prefer the house bowling shoes, which are a little less stiff, a little more pliable. So I don't know if those are Leda Lanes or if they belong to him, but we'll make sure he turns them in at the end of the day.
Oh, he just missed it. 10 box. Picks up all the pins. A 17-pin lead now for Bub Ellis. Lived in Amesbury early on and moved to Seabrook several years ago. Has some interesting hobbies.
Yeah, he does. And a very delightful 14-year-old daughter who's seated next to him in the settee area. Short pin.
Well, Atkins was right in the pocket on that shot. And a spare for Jeff Atkins. His second mark of the first string. Bub Ellis, and we'll talk about him again when he comes back up, but talking about some of the things, especially with the weather having broken, his eyes were lighting up as he was talking about riding his motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Atkins on the spare, picks up 7.
To suggest to Jeff that he moves from Springfield perhaps a little bit closer to southern New Hampshire. He's making far too many trips, a long distance and a lot of traffic the time of day he has to travel to get here.
Ooh, he just missed it again. He has left a couple of incredible spares that he has just missed in this first string. 3 that come to mind. One of the good things about Jeff coming all the way from Western Massachusetts is that he always brings Charlie Druchis with him.
Yeah.
Here's Bub Ellis. Off the head pin, but he left himself a makeable shot here. Among other hobbies, in addition to riding his motorcycle, he's an avid pool player, and he likes playing darts. And you just don't see that very often.
He's our first dart player that I'm aware of. There's a game that requires lots of hand-eye coordination, and what bowling requires, and the good dart players, like good horseshoe players, are.
Yeah. You saw it right there as he picked up the spare. Six inside the spare. So he matched Jeff Atkins' spare. Threw that one by the head pin. Bub Ellis will take a 10 box. 102 through 8, a 16-pin lead for Bub Ellis over Jeff Atkins in our first string here this afternoon. The winner climbs the ladder to play third seed Jason Leach with second seed Bob Betancourt and first seed Bob Whitcomb waiting in the wings. The winner of the ladder series advancing to our Tournament of Champions. Atkins in the pocket will get a strike. Watch it again as Jeff Atkins buries this one right in the 1-3 pocket. And the action off the sidewall.
Soldier coming over to take out the 5-pin. Time to build now in the 10th frame.
That time he crossed over to the Brooklyn side. Yeah, I was looking for some help from that wood, which is rolling in the middle. He does not have an easy shot here.
Really, what do you do? Do you try to pull a carom shot, or do you try to do a slice shot on the
I think I'd try to slice it and hope that that wood angled in front of the 4-pin would help you out. That's what he tried to do, but he took it too full. .114 first string for Jeff Atkins. Well below his average. But now Bub Ellis, who has 102 already through 8 boxes. On the head pin. Watch out for that pin is still rolling into the channel.
No help.
Bub tried to play the carom off the side wall with the dead wood, didn't get it to go. A 10 box and 112 through 9. So Bub Ellis will take the lead into the second string, but just how big a lead remains to be seen.
And not an easy spare combination. Just 3 down on the first ball. Well, it'll be less than a mark for a lead going into game 2.
A 9 box and a 121 and a 7-pin lead for Bub Ellis as we head to the second string of this match between Bub Ellis and Jeff Atkins as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV 50 from Leda Lanes in Nashua. Every week during our bowling matches on WNDS TV 50, we give you a chance to participate with our bonus ball contest after every contest. Don't forget to send your postcard with your name, address, pick a number 1 through 10, and send it off to Leda Lanes, 340 Amherst Street, Nashua, New Hampshire, 03063. And our winning bowler will bowl a ball, and we'll draw a postcard, and chances are it'll be the number 7.
It always seems to be.
It always seems to be. And then if your number matches the number of pins knocked over by our bowler, you'll win the cash prize or the consolation prize, a set of mugs from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts. There's the address, Leda Lanes, 340 Amherst Street, Nashua, New Hampshire, 03063. Bub Ellis will be the first to bowl in our second string here this afternoon. He takes a 7-pin lead over Jeff Atkins into the second string. Right on the head pin, Bub Ellis.
Leaving the 2-4-5, a 7-pin drop.
And we have a pin that might need to be removed, or they're going to let it go. They're going to say it's okay.
It's going to roll back.
It's rolling back in.
Stay with the 5-pin. So he's got a pretty clear shot at the 2-4-5.
And he picked the 5. As if you're just joining us, this is Bub Ellis' first TV 50 appearance, first TV appearance, and in his very first box, he threw a strike.
And threw a very respectable 121 game, which is pretty close to his 126 average.
Bowls at Baldinelli's in Amesbury and Lafayette Lanes, also in Amesbury. Right in the pocket here, trying to break up the split, but leaves the 7-10 with some wood.
Has a little bit higher average at Baldinelli's. He's about 10 pins lower at Lafayette Lanes. There can be tremendous differences in playing conditions from bowling center to bowling center.
From lane to lane in the same bowling center.
That's a very good point, Dick. And the New Hampshire bowling centers are rated according to kind of a plus-minus system as to what the scoring trends seem to be.
How do they rate them? I'm not familiar with the rating system. Do you know?
I'm not sure exactly either, quite honestly. That's one of those highly kept secrets in the mayonnaise jar under Funk and Wagnall's porch that nobody knows about.
Jeff Atkins. Jeff's a letter carrier, has been doing that for 19 years. He has 2 children, Jeff Jr. and Ella Marie. Jeff Jr. is 19, Ella Marie is 16.
I'm wondering if we should call his career a Candlepin bowler and a part-time letter carrier. He's here so much.
He's been on TV 50 10 times and over 30 times on the old Channel 5 show, and now he waits for the deadwood to roll.
Well, this is one of those real thread of needle shots.
That outside wood looks to be angled too far out,
boy,
to help him.
That's why he's taking all this time.
He'll take it.
He got lucky. I think he played it the way he wanted to, but it didn't really react the way he had hoped it would, but he still caught the break.
So Jeff Atkins opens the second string with a spare, and we are virtually even in this match.
problem going to the left, leaving some of those rather difficult combinations, the 4 horsemen and the 8 in the back row with some wood against the 1 and the 2.
Watch out. Will it take it? No. Jeff's still waiting for that wood, which is behind the pin, to stop moving. And he'll take a 9 box. So he picks up 4 pins. It's a 3-pin lead for Bub Ellis after a couple of boxes.
$100 to our runner-up today, and the winner goes on, Stig mentioned earlier, to face Jason Leach.
And Bub Ellis, will it go? Look at this. It moved, it wobbled, it still stands.
He has quite a cheering section. I think he hired the Mike and Tom Morgan cheering contingency to come down today. A loud, rowdy North Shore crowd.
And he'll take the spare. The winner of this match, the winner of our ladder series, will join 6 other winners in our Tournament of Champions. Gary Carrington, Mike Morgan, Rob Brickell, Joe Ashline, Rich Clark, and Hawk Alice are in the group.
I am looking forward to that 6-week series, Dick.
2 marks in a row for Bub Ellis as he makes the split. Watch it again as he played it extremely well.
Nice. Yes, all the composure of a 25-time television veteran today.
Now Jeff Atkins.
I held onto that one a little too long.
This is set up, it appears to be set up well with the wood angled the way it is. Look at that.
How did that stand up?
Look at this, the grin on Jeff's face and his head shaking.
A lot of character for him to be missing a couple of back-to-back single pins. Needs about 3-4 marks in a row to get himself jump-started.
Well, Bub Ellis is adding to his lead now with a couple of marks.
The unassuming newcomer has control of this match so far.
Full on the head pin, but he avoided the split and has a makeable shot here. And he picked the pin right off of it. Box for Atkins, 43 through 4. Bub Ellis works on a mark when we come back to Leda Lanes in Nashua as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV 50. Bub Ellis is working on 2 marks in a row and looking to increase his lead over Jeff Atkins here in the 2nd string. Right in the pocket, but he leaves a split. The 4-7-10 still standing. He gave it a shot. And he'll take a 9 box, a 62 half for Bub Ellis. He had a 66 half in the 1st string on his way to a 121.
A very likable young man, 36 years of age, his 14-year-old daughter Tasha lending moral support, and a whole lot of other people behind us in the gallery today have come along to root him on, and he's handling the pressure very admirably.
You get a good look at the gallery behind us. very businesslike. He throws the ball down, he comes back, picks up a ball, and he's ready to throw it again.
Doesn't waste any time, does he?
And 10 bucks. 72 through 6 for Bub Ellis. Now Jeff Atkins, who's down 17 pins in the match, box to box.
We were talking with him before the broadcast today, and he's really had a good year in bowling, with the exception of the television appearances. The fact that he won a tournament at WCBC a couple of months ago, and he's made it to the show 4 times. Once he's been on, it's been tough.
No doubt about that one. Watch it again.
Hammer time.
They went down in no time flat. Perfect pocket shot for Jeff Atkins.
Well, there's something about a strike in Candlepin bowling that just seems to energize everything. It gets the crowd all psyched because strikes are reasonably rare.
Working on a strike. Atkins in the pocket again. Brooklyn side. The crowd knows there's over $1,000 in the triple strike jackpot. And $1,050 to be exact. Now the wood right in front of the 9-pin.
Well, you've got to hit this one dead on. There is very little room for error.
Whatever room for error there was, he used it.
And he'll take it, by the way.
He took it in the unconventional manner, but it counts.
And it certainly tightens things up. 2 marks against 2 open frames for Bub Ellis.
Bub Ellis answers with a pocket shot. Well, the match is virtually even now.
We haven't mentioned yet where the name Bub came from, did we? B-U-B? That is not his, shall we say, christened name. His real name, and he doesn't mind us telling, is Francis.
Just missed.
The name Bub was given to him by his siblings as a child.
And has stuck.
It has, yeah.
9 bucks. Official scorer Chris Bover having gone down the alley to retrieve an errant ball, getting applause from the crowd. Now once again Bub with another pocket shot, but leaves himself a tough spare lead.
Getting some really bad breaks now. He really is hammering the head pin nicely, but leaving a lot of split combinations.
Yeah, what do you do with this one, Michael? Try to slide that 4-pin into the wood, I guess.
I think that's your only option. Well, look at that. He found enough of a gap between the 4-pin and the deadwood to make everything go down. Look
well
at this.
Done by
Beautiful.
Bub Ellis. Beautiful spare. Now here is Jeff Atkins working on 2 marks in a row, looking for bonus money and looking to narrow the gap in the match, perhaps even take the lead.
Well, you can't take Bub Ellis for granted, because this young man, despite his lack of TV experience, is not going to go away quietly.
Now Jeff hit the head pin, but left himself a tough shot.
But that's pretty helpful wood, because if he's anywhere in the neighborhood with the lead pin, the 2-pin, it may be enough to take down the 6. Still the 6 and the 7. Shot it across, but could only get 9.
Next time you're in the Nashua area and you're hungry, head to the Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge right next door to Leda Lanes at 350 Amherst Street, Route 101A in Nashua. The Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge has a terrific luncheon buffet, which we will enjoy While we're here, we do every time we come to Leda Lanes. It's a great take for those of us on our TV 50 crew to hit the luncheon buffet, a beautiful banquet facility, entertainment. They have takeout and delivery. The phone number is 603-889-5200. If you're coming from the south, take exit 7W. Off Route 3, if you're coming from the north, take exit 8. Right next door to Leda Lanes is the Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge, 350 Amherst Street. Again, the phone number is 603-889-5200. Do what we do at Channel 50. Go to the Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge in Nashua. A 7-box for Jeff Atkins and a 95 through 8. Now Bub Ellis working on a spare. That one got away.
Yeah, that was up against 16 pins for 2 boxes for Jeff Atkins.
Look at this. He left a rather tough spare leave, but he converted.
Have another look at it here.
It's just about the most difficult spare leave, and he converted it. Now working on the spare.
Oh, the inverted triangle. You'd rather see the center pin be out in front. What a good drop anyway.
Oh, right through the middle. A 118 second string for Bub Ellis. Now Jeff Atkins needs a mark to keep within a mark. Solid 5-pin.
We're going to see Mr. Atkins go to work next game. You watch.
Bounced it and got it.
It wasn't pretty, but on the scoreboard, you'd never know.
It's like a blue pit that goes into the scorebook as a line drive, right?
That's it.
Atkins working on the spare with a strike. Watch it one more time. Little to the Brooklyn side and got great action.
This is the second spare strike back-to-back combination of this game. It will be enough to lift him past Bub Ellis, this one.
And almost a double. So Jeb Atkins will take the lead. This is for bonus money right here. For $50.
Haven't given any away yet today, have we?
A $50 shot and a 135 second string for Jeff Atkins. He takes the lead. And he'll take a 10-pin lead into the 3rd string in this match between Jeff Atkins and Bub Ellis when we come back to Leda Lanes in Nashua as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV 50. There you see the 6 gentlemen who have already qualified for our Tournament of Champions, and over the course of the next 4 weeks, a winner will be determined to join that elite group for our Tournament of Champions at the end of the year, which should be a real great take. I'm looking forward to that.
Start that 1 month from now.
You ready to go with the 3rd string here today? Jeff Atkins, the first to bowl, and he leads by 10 over Bub Ellis. With a strong finish, spare strike spare at the end of the 2nd string to take the lead, to come from behind. He trailed by 7 going in. He leads by 10 going to the 3rd string. And a spare to start out.
I really think that Jeff, like a lot of people, are a better bowler when there's a little bit more pressure, and he realizes it's down to the last match here, the last game. And he's been pretty much playing cat and mouse with Bub Ellis. But he certainly is a very capable bowler, and I predict he'll be at least 140 this game.
Counting the spare fill in the strike in the 10th box, he had 6 marks in the second string. Oh, that one got away from him, but he got a break with a 7 to fill the spare. Way off the head pin.
Yeah, the head pin moved. No, actually, it was the 3 pin that moved back toward the 9. So it looks as though the 1 pin moved, but I think it's a 9.
And a spare. 2 marks in a row to open up the 3rd string for Jeff Atkins. Looking for more bonus money. There's Bub Ellis answering.
It's
responding to the pressure like a seasoned veteran. He missed the head pin. Well, he missed it full, but he really got a great drop.
And he gave the 6 pin a little love tap there with 1 pin. It wouldn't have taken much more of an effort for that last pin to go down.
That's one he'd like to have back. That's one he'd like to have back. Now Jeff Atkins working on 2 spares in a row. He has $50 in bonus money in his pocket, looking for more.
He's been bowling 38 years, started at age 5. Well, almost 39 now, as he just recently turned 44. Letter carrier, keeps himself in good shape. I believe he loves his game of golf.
Look at him trying to move that deadwood over.
He's going through some kind of a hula gyration here that he just stopped before he got a look at him here. All the armchair bowlers are giving their opinions. You can hear them in the gallery here on how to shoot this. 3, 4, and 7.
Well, I'm not sure myself as I look at it. I think I might stay to the left and hope for a deflection. That's what I would have done, which goes to show how much I know.
Well, just didn't hit it quite right.
And a 9 box for Jeff Atkins. This might be our biggest gallery of the year here at Leda Lanes as they continue to file in.
Everybody wearing their summer clothing, even though this is March 31st as we tape. I can't ever remember a longer, warmer stretch of early spring weather. It is a lovely breath of fresh air after a long winter.
You know, as I was driving in, they were talking about the record for the day being 70, and at 8 o'clock this morning it was already over 70, and it was going to be close to 90, so they were going to demolish the record. 10 box for Jeff Atkins, 53 through 4.
Run, Bob. Let's go, Bob.
Now Bub Ellis, who is behind by 15 pins. Responds.
You know, not terribly far from a triple strike.
Nope. You are correct.
And this is a you can't miss it spare if you touch anything out front. Perpendicular wood, always helpful.
Well, Bub Ellis is making it a horse race.
Well, he really is, and considering the fact that he held the lead most of the way, he now battles from behind.
Missed the head pin. Gets a 6-pin fill on the spare.
doesn't throw the ball especially hard, but he gets really good action. He gets the pins to fly around a lot.
He gave it a shot, didn't he?
It's a roaming wood there on the deck.
Still roaming. That's why he's waiting. He's waiting for it to settle. Understandable why, too. And he takes the 10 bucks. It's an 8-pin lead for Jeff Atkins with 6 boxes to go as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues from Leda Lanes in Nashua on WNDS TV 50. Now 6 boxes remain in this match between Jeff Atkins and Bub Ellis. And it's an 8-pin lead for Atkins as Jeff bowls on lane 34 at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutzk with Mike Morin. Happy to have you with us for Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV 50. Atkins missed the head pin, and look at that. Was it the 9-pin that just moved over and almost became the 8-pin?
Directly behind the head pin.
Oh, 3 or 4 inches?
Yeah, at least.
The crowd mumbling about that one. And it cost him.
Yeah.
It absolutely cost him. If that pin had been where it should have been, it would have gone.
I think so.
10 bucks, 63 half. Our TV 50 crew working here at Leda Lanes today. Our director, Larry Taylor, filling in for Vic Cross. Chief engineer, Paul Hunter. Our camera crew of Steve Giordani, Steve Draus, and Matt Woodson. Working the replay machine is Dave McCarthy. Graphics being handled by Lisa Law. Audio, Ken Knight. And our official scorer here is Chris Bovair from the host Leda Lanes. All making it possible for Candlepin Stars and Strikes to come your way each and every week on WNDS TV 50, and we're happy to be a small part of it.
You mentioned Chris Bovair, and we talked earlier of the WCBC Pro Tour at Mohegan Bowlerdrome in March. Chris Bovair, a 3-way tie for 8th place. So I don't believe he's won a tournament yet, but he's cracked the top 10.
Well, Jeff Atkins just missed a spare in an impossible way with the deadwood coming in front of the 6 and 10 pins. He takes the 10 bucks, 73. The door is open for Bub Ellis.
He's up against a couple of 10s. A very, very close match. It would have been impossible to handicap this match from the top, but it's really been closer than folks would have thought.
Here's Bub Ellis with the door open. He's trying to walk right through it. There they go. Now Bub looking for a second strike. Here it comes on the head pin. Watch out, watch out. Don't turn away from those pins.
He nearly had a spread eagle or a combination close to that. And he's got a very makeable spare now.
Oh, look at that.
A 1-pin difference in this match through 26 frames, and it belongs to Jeff Atkins.
We are heading down the home stretch.
There's an Easter gift.
Wow. With all the wood that's there, I just don't see how he can not make it if he keeps the ball on the alley. spare for Jeff Atkins.
He's really only left one pin standing so far this game, and that was in the 3rd frame. Everything has either been spared or a 10 box.
Again, he breaks up the split. Gets an 8 in the spare and leaves himself another spare opportunity. These guys are working hard right now.
And it is a little warm.
Spare for Jeff Atkins, 2 in a row. After Bub Ellis threw the strike and came so close to a double mark, Atkins responds with 2 spares back-to-back.
The experience is showing here when the pressure's on. He's coming through.
Well, look at Bub Ellis right on the head pin again.
He really gets those pins to fly for somebody who doesn't have a lot of velocity on his ball.
He really needs this spare.
Taking a little more time than he normally might.
This is an important shot. Ooh, he picked the 4-pin right off the 7. Costly miss for Bub right there.
And you know, he put it just about where he wanted to.
Nice spare for Bub Ellis.
Well, he's still alive.
He needed that spare. Now Jeff Atkins working on 2 marks in a row. Looking for some bonus money and, even more importantly at this stage of the game, to build on the lead.
Fragile 9-pin lead, box to box, 9th frame. Not a great time to see this one show up at your doorstep. Not that it's a fun shot anytime. Going for the carom shot, trying to slice the 3-pin on the left, kicking it to the right, and then back across again.
Ooh, he takes a 6 box.
That's a risky way to go instead of the sure 2 when you've got less than a 10-pin lead. Plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen.
It sure does.
Oh, man.
All right, Michael, you explain that one.
No, don't look at me, Dick. I have no idea. I think is that the 7th pin that lined up behind the 4?
It has to be.
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, that's what the 3rd time he's done that, moving a pin over half a space. If any MIT professors are viewing this today, could you please write in and tell us how this happens? Any physics specialists?
Look at that shot. Watch this one again as Jeff Atkins pulls one out of the hat.
Oh, that is the shot of the year.
Or more appropriately today, out of the bonnet.
Yes. How will he fill it?
Another moving pin doesn't fall. A 5-pin fill and a 128. Well, Bub Ellis needs a 139 to win the match. 138 to send it into overtime. Right on the head pin.
So impressed by how calm he is for a first-time television bowler.
The wood sets up nicely for him. And he did not make the shot.
And that could cost him. That could be the match. Needs 19 pins, right, Dick?
Yep.
A mark and a big fill.
Mark in an 8 to send it to overtime. Mark in a 9 to win.
So for Bub Ellis, his first television appearance victory all comes down to this shot and a good fill.
Missed it. So Jeff Atkins will advance to take on Jason Leach as the 10 box gives Bub Ellis a 130. And an 8-pin win for Jeff Atkins over Bub Ellis. We'll come back to meet our bowlers when we continue from Leda Lanes in Nashua as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV 50.
Jeff Atkins defeats Bub Ellis. The score 377 to 369. A first-time appearance for Bub Ellis. A check for $100. You didn't appear to have butterflies at all.
Oh, not at all.
What'd you think he
come out and ball hard against him anyways. I know he's tough.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Bub Ellis from Seabrook, New Hampshire. Now our winner, Jeff Atkins, will bowl a bonus ball, and we'll see if we can match it up with a winner. Jeff Atkins. Son of a gun, there's that 7.
What a shock,
what a surprise. Mike Moran will pull a postcard out of the bin, and we'll check the number, and it is Margaret Lynch of Holbrook, Massachusetts. What's the number on the postcard?
Looks like a 7 to me.
Looks like a 7 to me, a winner to Margaret Lynch of Holbrook, Massachusetts. She's a cash winner. And 10 strings of bowling will go to Ruth Brockway of Derry, New Hampshire, the second postcard pulled out of the bin. And Jeff Atkins, 4th time's the charm for you. You advance. Congratulations. You don't have to start the car after one match.
Thank you very much. Like I said before, a blind squirrel every once in a while finds a nut too, you know, so it's about time I won one.
Jeff Atkins advances. We'll see him next week. Mike Moran, we have another match coming up 1 week from today.
We do. Jason Leach, who's not been on TV 50 very often, bowls right out here at Leda Lanes.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week with our second match of this 7th ladder series from Leda Lanes in Nashua. For Mike Moran and our entire WNDS TV 50 crew, I'm Dick Lutz. Thanks for watching. So long, everyone.